All right, so there we go. OBS is working. So I'm gonna be asking you a series of questions. They're mostly just there to give us a good idea of who you are as a person and your style. We just need you to answer them as honestly as you possibly can.
Of course.
You find where I put the stuff. That would be important. There we go. All right. So the first question is, how would you describe yourself?
Um, I'd say I'm an outgoing person. I like going out my way to do what's best for my local community or basically the people I hang around with. But I never hesitate to just apply changes or boundaries to how my work ethic is to best suit a situation or a position.
All right, that's pretty solid. So, how would you describe your working style?
I would say it's a form of like collaborative work. I like working with my team members, but as soon as I kind of just learn the ropes on how everything works, I'm able to work independently, but I'll never hesitate to reach out to anyone if I need any help.
All right, so you kind of answered this question for me already, but I'm going to answer anyway just to get it out of the way. So, do you prefer doing activities by yourself or do you prefer doing things with other people?
I think it really depends on the mood because sometimes I'm really energetic and I really want to give back to other people as well. So I get hyped up for something, but doing things alone, if it's like more leisure thing, like a leisure kind of thing, then I'd prefer to do it alone. But otherwise, I'm all for doing it.
Ah, it's the ambivert way. I got you.
Yes.
So, is there any achievement that you are the most proud of? This could be anything. It could be anything you've done online or anything you've done in real life. Just something that you've done where, like, you would present it to someone and be like, "Look at this thing I did."
There's just so many things that I feel like I can't think of one because I feel like all the opportunities I've had so far, especially in real life, because I do a lot of volunteering, have led me to who I am today. And I feel like none of them really outshine each other. But if I really had to choose one, it would be like just being able to be like master of ceremony sometimes or just vent, and that felt amazing.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
Thank you.
So, what do you like to do outside of Discord? Is there anything you like to do with your friends when you're not online?
I spend a lot of my time like working or studying, but I would say definitely again volunteering because before COVID anyways, I used to do a lot of volunteering because I felt like that was like a fun thing. That's how I'd find new friends outside of Discord. But I also have like small kind of hobbies like sport and art that I like kind of try and do sometimes, but otherwise I spend a lot of time with volunteering watching YouTube.
Ooh. So, you mentioned that you were studying. What are you going to school for, may I ask?
I'm going to school for pharmacy. It's a little weird because I came like I planned everything, but then COVID kind of struck in, so it's like a
Oh
weird
man,
middle ground somewhat. Yeah.
it's rough to do anything in the medical industry, especially learn right now with COVID going on.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't even attend my classes, which is kind of annoying.
Oh my goodness. So, what made you want to apply for this position?
I guess it's because I've been in Playroom for like mid 2019 and I got to watch it grow and I want to kind of see the same thing happen to Servitude because I this is such a wholesome community. Every time I come in, I don't usually come in that often because I read reference groups especially, but yeah, I feel like I would be happy to kind of go a step forward and be that person that kind of fosters people to kind of stay active in the community because I feel like that's one of the key things that stops a server from growing is people have their own kind of set groups already and they aren't as open or they'll be talking about something and the new people will be like, oh, I don't feel like I'm fit in, but I want to help that kind of cancel that kind of situation and for them to feel loved. they are a part of the community, so I kind of need to thrive in that.
So you're very community based then.
Yes, community based.
That's awesome. So, have you ever detached from your friends or anybody you knew in the past?
Can you repeat the last part of that question?
Have you detached from any friends or anybody important in the past?
Ah, yes, I have because um I think it's just a lot of disappointments because it was more of like a growing up kind of phase because we were kind of looking in different directions and being very stubborn and willing people, we would have arguments and I felt like it wasn't just worth arguing with them all the time anymore, so we just slowly drifted apart from each other. But I guess it's because I still respect what they were talking about, but I guess it wasn't worth all the headbutting because of how kind of ambitious and driven we were.
Hmm, that's understandable.
Hmm.
So, let's say you find a person that you would potentially want to date. What would be your first approach with engaging with that person?
I would say I would first get to know them in like a public kind of setting because like sometimes that really is an indicator of what kind of person they are in public and then slowly if they feel like it then I talk to them maybe until I find something out of them and I kind of compare the two and see how they are because I don't know it's just sometimes that people act differently way like in private as in public and I feel like I'd like to see both sides of them to see how kind of maybe genuine they are or something.
All right. So, is there something that you would change about your personality? And if there is, what would it be and why?
Change about my personality. I feel like sometimes I rush to help too quickly. In my personality, I feel the urge to help, and I feel like that's a major downfall sometimes because sometimes people don't need help and it's better off listening and kind of like sometimes they can figure it out themselves and sometimes it's better for them to grow themselves but I feel like I just kind of hop to it too quickly and that sometimes really annoys me.
Hmm, gotcha. So, have there been any situations from your past experience in moderation or working in some kind of a social environment where you feel that you've been treated unfairly? And if there was, what made the situation unfair?
I would have to say there's been a few situations, online and offline. The online one was because I was working with kind of like a non-Asian community, and their kind of viewpoint on things was very immature, and they kind of just outed my opinion and stuff, and I felt like I was really disrespected because I was strangers and telling feedback. But yeah, then we fought and they demoted me. But another time would be just favoritism because I had like a boss, not really a boss, but basically my supervisor who was very discriminative and it was really obvious that he liked someone of another race more than I did and that kind of upset me.
Hmm. So, is there any ways that you chose to deal with those situations?
Towards the AT&T server, I tried my best to kind of communicate with the people that I could and see if they could kind of send that message and tell it the other people around me since they had that kind of connection more than I did with them. But otherwise, there wasn't really much I could do with them because I just kind of figured out from there that I shouldn't be hanging around communities like that if they're not going to cherish me. Because I was 18 and everyone else was kind of like 15, 14.
Hmm.
Um, with my offline one, I did talk to my superior about it and say, "Hey, I noticed that this thing happened, and I'm not sure if it's like racially motivated and we sat down and we talked about it, but when I saw like how things were just exactly the same, I just kind of left because I knew that I didn't want to put up with that.
Very good. Has there ever been a moment where a user was offending your culture? This could be anywhere online. When we're talking about your culture, this could be anything from like your sexual orientation, your gender, your religion, or your race. And if that situation ever did happen, how did it make you feel?
It's happened a couple times because I currently, or recently I came out as gender fluid, and I get a lot of trolls coming up to me saying things like, "Oh, you're gender solid," and I would just try and not escalate it because it like would make me feel horrible, but then I remember that there are other people who are also LGBT who might get offended if I rant it out. So I either try and de-escalate it or ignore them and try and get the situation to stop completely.
As someone who's also non-binary, I feel you there. People are just so focused on gender nowadays, it's kind of silly.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Um, let's. What would you have liked to do more of in your last position, and what held you back from doing it?
Um, Man, I can't remember like my last staff position or like
Yeah,
on the job.
it could be like staff online, your job, just anywhere where you feel like you weren't up to snuff and you felt like you weren't doing enough.
I feel like one of the times I was at work and it was like a marketing opportunity and it was like a semi decent amount of group of people, but I had this one person who was kind of bossy, but and it would get really upset and sensitive towards when people would kind of say maybe that's not the greatest idea and give them criticism. Um, I feel like I could have voiced my opinions more, but I feel like at the same time I was trying to respect my colleagues' feelings. But overall, we did end up coming to a resolution and like being able to have that balance where everyone can speak freely without getting upset with each other.
All right. So this is going to be the last question for you today. Tell me one thing that's completely random about yourself that you would like the manager team to know.
I think I have a super wacky sleep schedule and I am awake at the most random times. So I will be on when mods aren't on, and I feel like I could cover random time zones at random days because of my weird shifts. I really don't know.
That's good. Is there any questions you'd like to ask me?
Is there anything as like a community member or like if I were to get staff member, what would be like something you want to happen in order for the community to grow? Like, is there anything that you want like people to do in order for Servitude to grow or
So we do like it when our staff members are active in chat and in VC. That's a really big bonus if you really like talking to people and growing the community. That is something we need right now. As even though we do have a decent member count, as you can see in chat, it dies at random times.
yeah.
There isn't really much to be expected from that aspect, just as long as you keep your activity as consistent as you possibly can. Obviously, if you have things going on with school or where, we have a saying in both Playroom and Servitude where like in real life stuff comes before everything else. Just make sure to give us a heads up if like something's going on. That way you don't just go poof and we don't know what happened. Other than that, just as long as you abide by the rules, like that's mostly what we expect from a community aspect, and making sure
Okay.
to encourage everyone else to follow them as well.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
Is there anything else?
Not currently.
All right, cool. So now the interview is done. So what's going to happen next is that we're going to go into a review phase where we're all going to look back on this and talk about it. And you should hear back from us within a couple days, either through a DM or a ping in one of the chats.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
All right, and thank you so much for considering the position and applying. We really need the staff at the moment, so.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your time. Oh my gosh.
All right, bye.
Bye.